Hi guys, my name is Bhavesh and here's a quick tutorial on how to create that amazing zoom burst that you can see on various automobile photos and even for photos where you want to show motion in general, where you want to show speed, where you want to show a single convergence point, that kind of effect. You can't always do that with a camera. So here's a quick way to do it in Photoshop. So the first thing we'll do is that we'll be importing a photo into Photoshop. The photo I've taken of here is that of a Jeep I had taken back in Bikaner. We'll be unlocking the layer to perform some basic edits. Here I'll be rotating the photo so that it becomes more easy to work with. Now what we're going to do is basically we're going to duplicate the layer. You can do this by right clicking or simply by clicking the Ctrl J in Windows and Command J in Mac. We're going to name the new layer as blur and we're going to place it on top of our base layer. Now we're going to take the blur layer and convert it into a smart object. The reason that we convert it into a smart object is basically to provide us with an enhanced flexibility while editing the photo later. More about that as we progress through the video. Now to add the effect, we are going to select this layer, go to the filter menu. From the blur, we are going to select radial blur. Now in here we can choose a variety of options and it is recommended that you choose the best available quality. As you see here, the grid can be used for positioning as in where you want the convergence point to be. I'll place it somewhere in between. Now we'll also adjust the amount. I'll be placing the amount somewhere near 33 and I just perform a few more adjustments. Now since we have already created this layer into a smart object, we can always come back and adjust these adjustments later on. I'm going to click OK and give it some time to process. Now as soon as it is done processing, you will see that the entire photo has been warped and now it converges onto a single point that we had specified earlier. And this is the kind of effect that we would be needing for the background around the main car. Now to create the look, the impact, we are going to add a mask on it. We're going to add a mask on the main layer, on the blur layer. And after we select a mask, we're going to take the brush. Make sure that your foreground color is black and your background color is white. It's something that you can see on the left hand panels menu near the bottom side. And I'll just be zooming in to make sure that I'm able to fine tune it. Now when we place and move the brush, what it's going to do is basically it's going to remove the part of the blur layer and the layer beneath, which is the clustered rear car, is going to show. So as you can see, the moment I start erasing or the moment I start painting over the mask, the clear part of the Jeep is visible, whereas the background, where I haven't yet painted, is in the same warped state. Now we'll just be zooming in, playing in a bit with brush sizes and just making sure that we get the detailed look. And do be sure that all the windows and all are evenly colored or evenly painted upon in the mask, because it shouldn't look like an artificial effect. We go to the tires as well. And now we just zoom out and see the whole image. It looks pretty well. Now suppose you feel that the impact isn't strong enough of the blur effect that you've created. We can simply go to the radial blur option and just adjust the various sliders. I will be pushing it to 73 to see what kind of an impact it makes now. So as you can see now, the image has warped to a greater extent, showing an even faster pace. Now in some photos it might make the photograph look a bit artificial or extremely manipulated, so that's not an option you would want to go with every time. But again, this is a part of the flexibility that is provided by converting your layer into a smart object. You can adjust it later on. Another amazing thing that we can do is change the blur style. Okay, as I'm going to show you now, I go again into the radial blur section and convert it into spin. I'll reduce it back to roughly 24 and put it for processing. Now you see that the photo has assumed a very different kind of effect. Now this is the kind of effect that you would want to show some very parabolic, twisty, topsy-turvy kind of motion, but again, it's amazing, and it in essence it works the same way. I hope you guys liked the video. Hit the like and the subscribe button and keep looking at the space for more content. See you guys soon.